we're going to learn agriculture. Today we are doing agriculture, okay? Today we are going to have a lesson on agriculture. You can write that down. Today we are going to learn about field crops. We want to go deeper on field crops. We want to learn about field crops. Rice, unlock your video. Unlock your video. Yeah, that's good. Now I can see you. We're going to learn about field crops. We want to go deeper. The last time we talked about agriculture, we're just naming plants can be classified into this and this and this. Today I want to talk more about the field crops, okay? We want to talk about field crops. Okay. We want to talk about field crops. So what are field crops? Field crops, these are crops mainly grown in the field, okay? Field crops are crops that are grown in a field, okay? Field crops are crops that are grown mainly in the field. And someone may ask, what is a field, okay? Someone may ask, what is a field? A field is a vast land or a very big land. That is a field. You remember that at our homes we have that small land that we have at our homes where we plant our vegetables. That's not a field, but a field is a big land, big lands. Those make a field. That's what we call a field, because sometimes you might wonder what really is a field. How do we classify a field? A field is just a small, a field is a big land, vast land where crops are grown. It's big, okay? Many acres of land, big land, that's a field. And also the reason why we grow field crops, these field crops, they are very essential to both animals and people. They are essential to both animals and people. Field crops are the main crops that are eaten by animals and people. This is because field crops are staple crops, okay? When we talk about staple foods, the staple food of Zimbabwe, maize. Staple food of Botswana, staple food of China. If you look at all the staple foods of all of the countries, you notice that they are field crops. Chinese people love rice, it is our field crop, okay? We grow it. When we look at all these field crops, even potatoes as well, these are field crops. Field crops are crops that are grown mostly, they are staple, okay? You cannot live without them. Imagine staying for 2 days or so without eating, 2 days or so without eating sadza. We cannot stay for a long time without eating sadza because sadza is our staple crop, okay? We need it all the time. Sadza is our staple crop. So that's why I'm saying field crops are very important because they provide us with staple. They are the source of starch or carbohydrates, okay? Field crops, they have starch, they give us energy. Like if you look at maize meal, okay? The moment you eat maize, you have a lot of energy. They give us energy for us to run. For us as children, you want to run, you want to ride, you want to walk. You need energy, and we get energy from our field crops. Okay. Today yes, Michaela?
Ma'am?
Yes, Michaela?
Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me. What about now? Can you hear me now?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, I can't hear you properly.
Okay. What about now?
It's...
Okay. Can you log out and then you log in again? Maybe it's going to be better.
Okay, teacher, I'll try logging.
Okay,
try logging out.
Try and come back in again, and then we see how it's going to be, okay?
Okay, teacher. Let me...
All right. We were saying that we are talking about field crops, okay? Who can give me an example of a field crop? Takunda or rice, any example of a field crop? Say these are staple crops.
Maize.
Give us energy. Yes, Takunda.
Maize.
Maize, yes, thank you. Any other example?
Rice.
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 Yes. Field crops, these are staple crops. We are also going to talk more about these field crops. They are not only needed for food, but there are a lot of importances of field crops. So we are going to talk about the importance of field crops. That's our heading for now. Can you write importance of field crops? What do they give us? Because some field crops, we eat them, some we don't eat them, okay? But they have something that they provide us with. We said field crops are very important. So I want to talk more about them. And then you will see, okay? You will see how much of importance they provide for us. There are so many things that field crops give us, a lot of things that we get from field crops, which makes them to be so important to us, or animals and people. Okay, the first importance is that field crops, they give us food. They are a source of food, okay? Field crops provide us with food. So the first importance is source of food. The source is SOURCE,
Yes.
source of food. So they say, give us an importance of a field crop. The first importance that it gives us food. There is that source of food that we get from a field crop. Morning, Chakuta. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We are learning agriculture. You can take down the notes. We are learning agriculture. We are doing field crops, okay? We are doing field
Yes, ma'am.
crops. Yes. We are talking about the importance of field crops. You might get a question where they ask you, name an importance of a field crop. Michaela, open your video, unlock your video. Okay, so you might get someone, they can ask you, what are the importances of a field crop? Can you now hear me, Michaela?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you better.
Hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I can
good.
hear you better.
Our next, we are talking about the importance of field crops, okay? The first importance of a field crop is that a field crop is our source of food. It is the source of food. That's the first importance. We get food from field crops, okay? So
Yes, ma'am.
what we are saying that most of these crops that we grow as field crops, they are grown for food. They are the staple diet, okay? We get food from them, the field crops. They are the staple diet. Who can give me an example of any food that is a staple diet? Any example of a field crop that is under staple? Yes, yes, Takuja.
Yeah. Maize, which is
Maize, yes,
sada.
maize. Sata, maize gives us sata, yes. Okay. Even potatoes. There are some countries that eat potatoes. There is something called cassava. Cassava in Nigeria, they eat cassava. With cassava, they also make that looks like sata with that cassava, and it becomes their staple food. Okay, Chakuta, your hand is up.
Wheat.
Wheat, yes. Also get food. We make bread, okay? We make bread. This is the bread that we bring to school, where you're supposed to put your polony or your cheese or your spread, which can be bread or which can be butter or jam, okay? So we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
examples of the source of food. We have maize, we have sorghum, we have wheat, okay? In the rural areas, we have sorghum. Sorghum, it grows on its own. It's a drought-resistant crop, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, have you seen that maize that our mothers and grandmothers love? That is not white. It looks a bit brownish.
Yes.
The sada is a bit
Yes,
brown. I
ma'am.
know you don't love it a lot. You don't
Brown
like
sada.
Yes.
Yes. It can be made of sorghum, okay? Yes. And also your mother can cook you porridge from sorghum. That is good. It's good meal. It's good for your health, all right? Okay.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
second importance of field crop is that other field crops, they provide our bodies with proteins, okay? There are some field crops
Yes.
that provide us with protein. Remember, I said the first one, they are stable, they give us energy, which is carbohydrate. The second importance is that they give us proteins. For example, we have things like legumes. Who can give me an example of a legume plant? A legume. Have you ever heard this word called legume? A legume plant.
Legume plant.
Yes.
An example of a legume, Takuta? Yes, Takunda.
Peas.
Peas, yes.
Peas.
Peas, beans,
Beans.
yes, beans, yes. Yes, Bryce?
Nuts.
Green beans.
Yes, the green beans, yes, those ones that make the 7 colors, those peas that we love, yes. They give us proteins, okay? They are also field crops, okay? So they give us proteins. They give us, yes, they give us proteins. So these examples, we've got beans, we've got cowpeas. Cowpeas in Shona, you call them nyemba, okay? In Shona, they call them
Yes,
nyemba.
ma'am.
In Ndebele, they call them indumba. You know them. They are called cowpeas. In Ndebele, you call them indumba. Yes, even when I used to grow up, I never used to love those indumba. Yes, but they are good for our health. And also we have ground nuts, we have soya beans, we have nimo or indlumo. You know that those ones as well. Nimo or indlumo.
Yes, ma'am.
They give us, they are field crops, okay? But they provide us with proteins, okay? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The another importance of field crops, that field crops are a source of income. Source of income. Income is INCOME. They are a source of income, meaning that we get money from field crops. Who can give me an example of a field crop that we
Ma'am, can you repeat the?
income? You want income price?
Yes, ma'am.
INCOME. You put in and come together, they make income. Who can give me an example of a field crop that you can sell to get money? Because you get income. Income meaning you get money. Yes, Takunda, your hand is up.
Cotton.
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 That's an example. We can write it down. Cotton. Another example of a crop, a field crop that you can sell to get money, get income. Takunda. Yes, Takunda, your hand is up.
Daisy.
Yes, you can try. Don't worry, it's okay. You can try. You can try. Someone to assist Takunda is
Tobacco. Tobacco.
Yes, tobacco, that's correct. Cotton, tobacco. Yes, we sell those. They are cash crops, okay? There are some field crops that are sold to get money. We call them cash crops. They provide us with foreign currency, okay? We don't eat these crops. You cannot find me eating cotton. I'm sure you're going to laugh and say, "Tisha is eating cotton." You cannot eat cotton. You plant it so that you can sell it, okay? We sell it, we get income. Okay, so these crops can be sold around the markets in Bulawayo. Others can even be exported, okay, like cotton exported to other countries where we get foreign currency back, okay. And also the fourth importance of a field crop, we get raw materials. Raw materials, the raw is RAW. I'm going to explain more. RAW, we get raw materials. RAW, that's raw. RAW, that's raw. Can I spell materials? Material, MA. Material, MA. MA. RIAL. S. So we get raw materials from field crops. What are raw materials? Raw materials are those things that, the first thing is that when you grow something, you get it before you have started processing it, okay? Maybe let's say you grow something like wheat. You see it? We all know wheat, right? From wheat we get
Yes,
wheat,
ma'am.
right? So wheat is the raw material. It's the raw material that we need for us to make bread, okay? So wheat is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
raw material. Bread. Cotton is the raw material. We process cotton to get what, by the way? When you process cotton, what do you get? Yes, Takunda? What do you get when you process?
Clothes.
You get clothes, yes.
Clothing.
Cloth called cotton that is used to make our nice clothes. It's good for us as children. It's warm, it's soft, okay? So we get these
Yes, ma'am.
the raw materials. These raw materials are used for manufacturing, like wheat. We manufacture wheat in industries to get bread, okay? Even to make flour.
Yes, ma'am.
All no flour, we have these buns and scones that our mothers are baking for us nowadays.
Yes, ma'am.
And also we have cotton is the raw material. We manufacture the raw material and then we make clothes. Okay, all right. The next importance is stock feed. Remember, we said food crops are good for people and animals. It's called stock feed. Stock feed. Stock feed. Stock feed. Anyone who knows what is stock feed before I explain? Have you ever heard this word stock feed before? Stock feed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where have you heard it, Takuza? Where have you heard about it, about this word stock feed? Okay, when we talk about stock feed, we're talking about animal food, okay? That's stock feed.
Yes, ma'am.
Food that we feed to animals. So even when we grow our food crops, don't only grow it for us as human beings, we also grow it for our animals as well. An example of a stock feed, we call it lucerne. There's something called lucerne. Lucerne is L-U-C-E. L-U-C-E.
C-E.
R-N-E. Lucerne. Lucerne is a type of a bean. Okay, it's a type of a living plant that we feed to our animals. Okay, there is also hay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hay, H-A-Y. Hay, H-A-Y. Hay, hay, H-A-Y. Hay is the grass, something like grass that we feed to cows as well. Okay, so we grow this thing from a field. We get it from our field crops. The moment maybe you cut down your fields and then it's dry, that hay can be used to feed the animals as well. Okay, it can be used to
Yes,
feed
ma'am.
animals. Okay, our next importance of field crop is we use field crops for barter change, for barter exchange. Barter trade. You know barter trade?
Yes, ma'am.
What is barter trade? You can explain barter trade for us. You can define barter trade. Yes, Bryce, what is barter trade?
Exchanging goods for goods.
When you're exchanging goods for goods, we call it barter trade. For example, maybe let's say you have your maize meal, okay? Takuta, you have your maize meal, maybe you're 20 kg, and then you are living in the rural areas there. You can say, okay, for this 20 kg mealie meal, I'm going to accept sweet potatoes from you. Do you understand? Maybe you don't have any sweet potatoes in your garden, so you can exchange your maize, your mealies for a bucket of sweet potatoes. So field crops can be used as barter trade. Also, maybe if you don't have any money to pay fees, you can use maybe there is maize cobs or something, you put it in a bucket and then those can be exchanged. Okay, they use it as barter trade. Okay, maybe they can send equivalence. Maybe 5 buckets of mealies can be equivalent to this much amount of money. And then barter trade can happen between two people. So field crops can be used as barter trade as well. So that's another importance of field crops. Some other field crops also can be used as gifts or presents. That's another importance. They can be used as gifts or presents. Your grandmother, when she comes from rural areas, you know she cannot buy you that smartphone. She cannot bring you that.
Yes.
But she can bring you those sweet potatoes. That's a gift for you. It's an important gift. She can bring for you those mealies. You are so happy, okay? She can bring you those things just as a gift to say, thank you. Takuta, I've been missing you. Michaela, I've been missing you. I brought you these sweet potatoes and you're going to enjoy and you eat. So our field crops can also be used as a measure of gifts and presents. Mrs. Mlotshwa can bring it for you. You come back to school. I come with the mealies and then we eat in class. It's a gift or a present that can be used. And field crops, they also can be used. That's another importance of field crops. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you managed to understand our lesson. Can you just tell me one thing that you managed to get from today? One thing that you learned, an importance of the field crop that you learned today. I'm going to start with Yes, Takunda. Let me start with Takunda, then I'll come to Takuta. Takunda?
Field crops. Field crops
field crops give us a lot of things, like source of food and proteins.
Thank you.
And there are a type of field crops like maize and sorghum
Thank you. That's good.
and
Yes, that's good.
rice.
Thank you, Takunda, for that. They are a source of food for us. That's one importance of a field crop, e.g., maize and sorghum. Thank you, Takunda. Takunda, your hand was up. What did you manage to
Field crops can be used for barter trade and income.
Yes, they can be used for barter trade and for earning income. These are cash crops. Michaela, anything else? Or Bryce, what did you learn? Yes, Michaela.
Field crops can be used to feed animals.
Yes, they can be used to feed animals. We have lucerne, we have hay. These are field crops that we grow just to feed our animals. They provide animals with food as well, not only people, but animals as well. Bryce, what did you manage to get today and learn today?
Field crops, they give us proteins.
Field crops give us proteins. Can you give me an example of a field crop that gives us a protein, Bryce? Any example that gives us protein? Just one example.
Bread.
Bread doesn't give us protein. Bread gives us energy or carbohydrate. But yes, bread is an example of a carbohydrate. Can I have an example of a food crop that gives me protein? Yes, Takunda, you want to assist? Yes, Takunda?
Potatoes.
Potatoes also give us carbohydrates. They don't give us proteins. Can I have another example? These field crops start with the word L. I called them with the word L. They are a class of crops. They start with letter L. Takuta, you want to try?
Lucerne.
Lucerne. Lucerne is a type. Can I have the umbrella term? I named them with an umbrella term. I called them legumes. You remember? I said legumes.
Oh, legumes.
Remember now, legumes, which are beans,
Yes,
we say peas, the groundnut, the round nut, all those indumba, all those things. Those are legumes. They are field crops and they provide us with proteins and fats. Okay, I hope you managed to enjoy our lesson for today. Our lesson, we are done with our lesson for today. I'm going to give you a chance to say goodbye to one another before we end our lesson for today. Okay?
Bye, teacher. Bye, Takunda. Bye, Michaela. Bye, my bride.
Bye, Michaela.
Bye,
Bye. Bye, Bryce.
Bye, teacher. Bye,
Tomorrow.
Takunda. Bye, bride. Bye, Michaela.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, bride.